Education Services. Lori Blakesley, Director of Communications and Public Relations for the school district, said the district has, quote, no comment as it is an ongoing investigation, end quote. See our story at wgbw.fm for more details. A Mexican national who threatened President Donald Trump is in Wisconsin illegally. Stuart J. Waddles has more.
The man being held in the Dodge County jail that authorities say threatened to kill the president illegally entered the country 9 times. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced yesterday that federal authorities arrested 54-year-old Ramon Morales Reyes, a Mexican national. He allegedly threatened to shoot the president in a letter sent to an ICE officer. Morales Reyes has a history of illegal entry into the U.S. and prior arrests. He's being held in Dodge County pending deportation proceedings.
From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.fm.
The Brewers beat the Red Sox again. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports Baseball. The Brewers have today off before going on the road to play the Phillies tomorrow night. Yesterday, another dramatic win for Milwaukee, 6-5 over the Red Sox. Caleb Durbin with 2 hits, 3 runs batted in. A sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 10th, just enough into center field, so Sal Frelick could score the winning run.
Yeah, that's the goal. Try to get it deep enough. I knew their outfielders were playing pretty in. So even a low line drive, hopefully gets the job done, but, can't go wrong with trying to get it, deep in the air.
NFL, Packers OTAs, wide receiver Jaden Reed asked if it was true his agent Drew Rosenhaus called the Packers after they drafted a wide receiver, Matthew Golden, in the first round.
A lot of people misinterpreted that. Like, I hired a new agent, and we talked about it before even the draft, really, that he said that he was going to talk to the front office and everybody here to just catch up and make sure everybody on the same page.
That's Packers receiver Jaden Reed. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy for tonight, low in the mid-50s. For tomorrow, more clouds, couple of showers and storms popping up in the afternoon, and a high to the upper 70s. This weekend, pleasant with sunshine, highs of 70 to 75. Heating up next week. Currently, it's 66.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mino and the Mayor.
We go to a place and we actually reserved it already, but they got the Swan. You know what I mean?
I don't know. What is a Swan? What do you mean?
Well, it's hard plastic.
Todd's got a smirk on his face. Here's a comment.
Okay, so I've seen paddle boats. Right?
Right.
Are you talking about one that's actually built like a swan?
Yeah. I want a picture of that. That'll be my Facebook page.
Mino and the Mayor, weekday mornings 6 till 9 on 97.9 WGBW and 98.3 and 96.5 WISS. Lean Local with Jim Schmidt.
He was in your living room for 40 years. Yes, Bill Jarts is my special guest, discussing his career and retirement.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right, it's all right.
And now, a guy who likes to dine and dash, Pete Schwaba.
Hey, welcome to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's do this. Conrad, should we do this?
I think we should light it up Thursday style.
I think it needs to be done. If we don't do it, who will? It is Thursday night, and this is Nightlight. We are broadcasting, as Todd Michaels with those golden pipes just told you, from downtown Green Bay, statewide. Great to have you with me, no matter where you're joining us from, and no matter how, whether it's on the old-fashioned radio, the Civic Media app, or on the stream. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Whatever's convenient. You can stream us. You can watch the radio, folks. How cool is that? That's right. Radio hosts like myself can no longer just roll out of bed and put on a baseball cap. Now we are basically on TV, and we get many stream viewers, and it's great to have those viewers as well. And it forces me to clean up a little bit, which is great. So you can stream us on YouTube and Facebook and X, WGBW website, the WISS website. There's all kinds of ways you can nightlight. And if you're there, give us a like or a follow. We always appreciate those. But great to have you with me. We got a great question tonight, a really fun show. We're going to announce, or I'm going to plug a new contest we have here at Civic Media that you'll want to hear all about if you haven't already. But tonight we have a lot of fun. It's the popcorn pick of the week because it's Thursday. What do we call Thursday, Conrad?
It is the Christmas Eve of weekdays.
Damn right, buddy. And we have, to make the popcorn pick of the week, movie buff and my friend and PBS producer Mary Picorni Donlin joins us. She will be making the popcorn pick of the week at 6:35. And then our pal Norm Kopeski from Appleton Cigar swings by. We're going to make one last final push here for Smoke on the Fox, which happens June 2nd. This is a great event sponsored by Appleton Cigar that a lot of the money goes to charity, and it's also co-sponsored by Lion's Tail Brewing Company. So a really fun event, their second annual. We'll talk with Norm. We're going to do a quick hit at 7:05 for that. Then at 7:20, very excited to have my guest tonight. Laura Enright is on the show. She's an author who has written books, many different genres and styles. She's got a couple vampire books, though, that we're going to talk about tonight. So a little vampire talk at 7:20 to get your Thursday rolling here, at least Thursday night, as we roll into the weekend. If you haven't seen Sinners yet, maybe this will inspire you. But we'll talk to Laura. She's been on the show once before after having written the book Meet the Parents, the Meet the Parents story, which is fascinating as well. She's a great writer. She's here at 7:20. So lots of great guests tonight on the show. And I'm not even including, when I say guests, your fantastic texts. We always love to get those when you answer our question of the night, or just share your thoughts throughout the course of the show. Always fun to have the listeners participate. I said to Todd Michaels, Conrad, about 2 weeks ago, we were on the phone, and I said, we need a fun listener name, like something the listeners or the followers of the show can call themselves. And since we deal with television and movies and music and comedy, but I thought, how about couch potatoes?
Potatoes.
I said it as a joke, and Todd cracked up. He goes, I love that. So I've been, debating, going back and forth as to whether or not to actually make it or put it out there, but it is at least funny. Couch potatoes. Whatever it is, folks, embrace your inner couch potato. We are not meant to work in the farms and hunt food. We were 1,000 years ago, but now I think God wants us to sit back and be entertained and contribute to your communities and all that kind of stuff. But there's nothing wrong with watching a little color television every once in a while. So looking forward to all that you guys bring to the show as well tonight. Lots of fun. We do have a new contest here at Civic Media. You have to have the Civic Media app to play, just like all the contests we've done here. And they're so simple. I mean, all you have to do is text a keyword. Each hour, you have a chance to win. And whatever Civic Media station you're listening to, whether it's on the app, it has to be on the app. You just text the keyword and you're eligible. Listen throughout the day for your chances to be a winner at 7 a.m., that is, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. for the statewide Scotty Summer Text to Win contest. Conrad, you can't win this.
Oh.
You do know that. We go over this every time, and I feel like I have to remind you.
Yeah, all right.
Because I'm going to win it. Listen for your chance to win in Civic Media's latest statewide Text to Win contest, our Scotty Summer contest starts Monday, June 2nd. So we're talking about it now, but you can't play till Monday, folks. But get your thumbs ready so you can text off the Civic Media app. Just listen across the network at those times I just mentioned. You have a chance to win $100 cash or a pair of Milwaukee Brewers club level tickets each hour. Each hour. Our hourly entry qualifies you for one of two grand prize trips in the Scotty Summer text wide. This is one of those days I'm having trouble spitting it out. I haven't talked to anybody.
It's all right.
I've been like prepping the show, and I've had scripts to write for PBS and polish those up because I got that coming up. I literally have not talked to anybody all day. So this is kind of me stretching out, folks. So bear with me. But it is a statewide text to win contest. The grand prizes are Wisconsin summer vacations. You ready for this, Conrad? In either Door County or Baraboo.
Yeah, those are two great locations.
Look at Baraboo throwing its hat into the ring.
Yeah.
A beautiful area. And we're even throwing in gas money to get you there. You have 4 daily chances to enter beginning Monday, June 2nd, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Text in the keyword after you get it through the app, and you will be all set to go. So good luck, everybody, with the Wisconsin Summer Civic Media Contest. Man, where do I start? We got a lot to cover here. So, okay. We have to, hey, you know what I found in my car from 2 days ago? A lottery ticket. You ever buy a lottery ticket and forget about it?
No, I don't think so.
Do you play the lottery?
Not often. I've done the scratch offs. Usually I do it right away.
That sounds obscene. But what is that? What do you win with a scratch off? Is that like where you win like $20 or something? You're not winning millions of dollars.
I won 100 off one once.
How much are they?
It was a Christmas gift, like a stocking stuffer.
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, I won $100 off it.
I feel like if you're going to spend $100, make the reward bigger.
You know,
I'm sure you have less of a chance.
It would have been cool to get 100,000, but
I'll take 100,000.
Yeah.
I play when I think about it. I don't really play that often, and I always put the ticket in my car and I forget about it. And I do check though. Like even though it's been a few days, I'm like, oh yeah, did I win millions? Let me check. I don't think I've ever even gotten one number. Like it makes you realize how impossible it is to win the lottery.
Yeah.
Honest to God, there's 6 numbers. Maybe I get one if I'm lucky. And you don't win anything for getting one. I don't know if you knew that.
I think you get it. What is it? It starts at like 3, right?
Yeah.
Or is it like 4?
If you win 3, what do you get? You get like your money back or something like that?
Yeah.
That's so lame. Whatever. Hey, we got some texts yesterday after the show had ended. Civic Media's own Corey Hartman texted in. He had a great text. And last night there was a phenomenon with the texters. I didn't even know this was a thing. Maybe I had heard it, but people love the text. The question last night was, what are your favorite burger toppings? Because it was National Hamburger Day. And a lot of people said peanut butter. A couple lunatics even said peanut butter with nuts, crunchy peanut butter in burgers. And it was, we had fun with it. That's not something I don't think I would do, but there's another voucher here in the form of Corey Hartman, who says, I once thought peanut butter on a burger was blasphemous. I never thought it was blasphemous. I just thought it didn't sound tasty.
Yeah.
But Corey says, then I tried it and there's no going back. Then he put a Homer. I love that Homer meme he added there too, where Homer's drooling about food. Great stuff. Thank you, Corey. Well, we got a great question tonight too, buddy. I think we should get to it.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite movie score? We're talking score here, folks. You have a song, that's fine. You can share that. But what is your favorite movie score? I think we should give a little demonstration here. You got those babies lined up?
Well, which one do you want to play?
Because here's my favorite. Danny Elfman, and this is what kind of instigated this question. It's Danny Elfman's birthday today. And the movie Up dropped in 2009, 16 years ago. So Up has a beautiful... Let's hear some Up first from Michael Giacchini. Beautiful. Now, he's one of the best composers for movies. And that's a great one. And I loved Up. I liked the first 20 minutes of it more than I liked the whole movie, though, I have to say. It was so sweet watching how the couple got together, this great music.
You know, when I was clipping this, I watched like that little thing that they have in that video, and it's like going through the whole story.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I haven't seen this movie in so long. It's such a good movie.
Oh, it's great. And I'm being I'm being overly critical because I did really like the movie, but that first segment it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's also Danny Elfman's birthday today. I think he turns 71. Danny Elfman created such movie and TV scores as The Simpsons theme and Midnight Run. Midnight Run is my favorite movie score. Let's hear a little Midnight Run, Con.
Actually, should we do Simpsons first?
We can.
Yeah, let's do
All
Simpsons.
I wonder if he gets paid every time they run this.
That's a lot of money if he does.
I really don't know how it works I would imagine he does, because every time they play your episode that you wrote as a writer, you get a kickback. You get residuals. So I assume it's the same for Danny Elfman, but this is part of every episode.
How many episodes do you think there are now?
Well, the show's been on for like 36 or 37 years. So if he gets 5 cents even for every episode since then, and the guy's loaded. I actually met him at a party once. He's a very soft-spoken guy. We were just standing around the keg on this guy's deck. This is probably 1997. Very nice guy. But my favorite, why did you want to play The Simpsons first, by the way?
I just like it.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, here's Danny Elfman's Midnight Run score. This just makes me happy. One of my all-time favorite movies, too. Let's let it play till it kicks in. Give us just a little beat.
We could just play this to the break.
Could we?
Yeah.
I like this as background music. I wish this music followed me around in my everyday life. Give us a little more volume.
All right.
So this is my favorite movie score, Midnight Run. And, I know a lot of people say Hoosiers, Rocky, Gladiator, Pirates of the Caribbean. Folks, there are no wrong answers. Please let us know what your favorite movie score is at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. We will read your text when we come back. I've got social media text to read here. It's a popcorn pick of the weeknight, folks. It's Thursday. Mary Picorni Donlin will be here. She is a PBS producer, Madison-based, and a movie buff. So we'll do all that when we come back after this very short break. Your texts being read on the radio. That's coming up. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Hey, WGBW, home for Matinee on Air.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley for over 30 years and are proud sponsors of Mino and the Mayor's Eye on the Community. Insight offers comprehensive eye care, including glasses and contact lenses. Their doctors have a special interest in treating chronic eye disease, specialty contact lenses, and pediatric care. Find Insight on Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Visit wiinsight.com to schedule your eye exam. Improving lives by improving sight. Insight Eye Care.
All across Wisconsin, destination marketing organizations are working to ensure that tourism in our state and your local community is stronger than ever. Because when you travel in Wisconsin, you see what our beautiful state has to offer. And now, more than ever, you see the importance of the travel and tourism industry and the impact it has on our community's small businesses infrastructure, and economy. Destination marketing organizations statewide are working diligently to generate the economic benefits tourism has to offer and ensure that tourism in Wisconsin recovers better than ever. Their work to drive visitation, book meetings and conventions, and enhance the visitor experience not only encourages travelers to discover Wisconsin, it bolsters the economy, supports jobs, and it improves the quality of life for all Wisconsin residents. And you can do your part just by exploring Wisconsin yourselves or supporting your local destination marketing organization directly. To learn more about what Wisconsin's destination marketing organizations are doing, visit destinationswisconsin.com. Sponsored by Destinations Wisconsin.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
I'm your host, Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. It is the Christmas Eve of weeknights, Thursday, folks. Hope you're having a great week. A short week, more than likely, given the long weekend last week. Great to have you here at Nightlight tonight. I just, I had to text. Todd Michaels is going to be on the show next week. We're going to do some paranormal talk. That'll be fun. And I said, when he agreed to the time, I said, you rule. And he said, I rock the docks, rule the pool, and shake the lakes.
Okay.
Very confident. I've never heard any of those. I love those. That's your morning show producer, Mine and the Mayor producer, Todd Michaels, folks. That'll be fun. Todd's so much fun to talk about paranormal stuff with. And I realized, do we have text? We got to read our text, Conrad.
Yeah.
Got to keep after me, man. I got so much going on here tonight. We got a phone call too. Let's do the phone call. We got Ollie on the line.
Ollie from the North
Love
Woods.
hearing from Ollie. Ollie, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. My favorite score is the one from Chariots of Fire.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that called? Chariots of Fire. I'm just Googling, Ollie. I think it's just called Chariots of Fire, actually, but it's great. Yeah. That's like really inspiring. I love when people come up with stuff too, Ollie, that I kind of forgot about. That's a great a great one.
Kind of an oldie.
I think it was by someone named Vangelis, or Vangelis. Yeah, I do remember that. Got a lot of radio play too. Great stuff. Thank you.
It won a Academy Award or something too, didn't it?
I think you're right. Boy, that's a great one. Thanks so much, Ollie. Appreciate the call. Okay.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
That's our pal, Ollie from the North Woods. Love to hear from Ollie. Anna from Madison, she's in the 608, says, hi, Pete and Conrad. My favorite movie score is The Godfather. Well, you're in good company there. That's a good one, Anna. That might have won an Oscar too. I'm not even going to have time to Google all these because most great scores are in that conversation. Thank you, Anna. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says the score is 9-5. Pete's Peeps over the Conrad Commandos. I made an underwear change recently. Not meaning I changed my underwear, but I went with a whole different style. We got to have a discussion about that one of these nights because I think we did an underwear question at some point like a year ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Do you remember what the question was?
What? I don't remember completely what
All
it
right,
was.
we'll find it. We got to do something. But Tyler's text commandos made me think of that. Thank you, Tyler. 9-5. That's a good one. Barb from Waukesha says, no Brewers game, but the Packers should be very interesting.
Pacers. Pacers game. They face.
Oh, okay.
They're
That's
up,
right.
They're up 3-1 against the Knicks.
And a lot of people are rooting against the Pacers.
Yeah, I mean.
Or at least a lot of people in my circles. And I feel like the big bad Knicks, people should be rooting for them to lose because it's New York.
And, if the Pacers do go, it's going to be two small market teams against each other in the finals.
And the NBA probably hates that, right?
Probably. I feel like they hated when the Bucks won, too.
Who's the other team?
So it'd be OKC, the Thunder.
Oh, right. Okay, sure. All right, Barb. We're cheering for who you cheer for. Thank you for the text. Barb's in the 262. Sherry from Horicon says, good evening, Pete and Conrad. Mine is the Wizard of Oz. Excellent score. Excellent text, Sherry. You never disappoint. Thank you, my friend. Steve from Florida, he's in the 920, but he's in Florida. Conrad, your dad pulls that off somehow.
Yes, he does.
He says, Pete and Conrad, FYI, if you get the Powerball on the lottery, you win $4. Double the money on a $2 bet. That doesn't really get my motor running. But I do appreciate the information. I didn't know that. I knew it was something, though. Steve also says, FYI, Pete, Paula and I tried a burger with peanut butter for dinner tonight, and it wasn't too bad. A brave new world. Your parents are adventurous. Conrad, that's fantastic.
I wish I could have been there to try it with them.
Oh, my God, this is funny. Okay, this happens all the time. I've done this. Barb just texted back. Her initial text was, no Brewers game, but the Pacers game should be very entertaining. And I always, I thought that was meant for us because I always encourage people to text their thoughts throughout the course of the show. Yeah. Barb sent another text saying, LOL, that was meant for my son. She probably texted her son what her favorite movie score was. I'm sure he was happy to get that. Who doesn't want to get a text from mom?
Exactly.
No matter what it's about. So social media, Mike Desitel said 25 or 6-4. Love the song. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out context there, Mike. But it's great to hear from Mike either way. Nick Wallander says, this might sound random, but I think Little Miss Sunshine had a great score. It did. Or Inception, he says. I don't remember Inception score. Thank you, Nick. Nick's texts are great. Nick was here a week ago doing great improv games.
Oh, yes.
2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
With Scott.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great guy. Check out Comedy City, folks, if you haven't. Right here in De Pere, Northeast Wisconsin. Some good laughs. Monica Hale says, Broken Flowers, a lot of really cool Ethiopian jazz. I'm ashamed to say I've never seen Broken Flowers. It's a Jim Jarmusch film, but great text. Thank you, Monica. Ethiopian jazz as a score. That's pretty cool. Some stream text. Oh, Nick again on the stream. He says, Up is a good choice. It might be Pixar's best film overall, too. Boy, that would spark a great discussion because
yes,
I know he would get pushback on that, and he'd probably have a lot of people that agree with him. Thank you, Nick. Nick says, about 790 episodes of The Simpsons. Look at this guy. He's an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
They might hit 1,000. Like, that show's not going away anytime soon.
Oh, no.
It still gets ratings, and it's expensive. Like, animated shows are expensive to make. Oh, you don't have Ted Danson type or Jerry Seinfeld type salaries. You're still paying your voiceover actors. I mean, I would love to know how much one of those episodes cost to make. But Nick says 790 of them have happened. Paula, Conrad's mom, also, boy, your folks are texting. They're texting on the stream, keeping us busy. I love it. Getting my steps in here between your parents' social media platforms. Paula says Skyfall by Adele for James Bond. Oh, that's interesting. That's a great one. All right, keep those texts coming, folks. What is your favorite movie score? Score. That's the music composed for background and mood and all that kind of stuff. Hey, we're coming right back for the popcorn pick of the week. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
The talk of Green Bay, WGBW. Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. If you like canned beef stew, check your cupboards. Joanne Krulatz has information on a recall.
Hormel Foods Corporation is recalling approximately 256,185 pounds of canned beef stew product that may be contaminated with foreign material, specifically wood. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced. The canned beef stew item was produced on February 4th. The product subject is 20-ounce metal cans containing Dinty Moore beef stew with Best by February 2028 and lot code T02045 printed on the can. These items were shipped to retail locations nationwide. The problem was discovered after the establishment notified FSIS that they had received 3 consumer complaints reporting pieces of wood in the beef stew product. There have been no confirmed reports of injury due to consumption of this product. Anyone concerned about an injury should contact a healthcare provider.
If you'd like to participate in elk hunting this October, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says get your elk hunting license now. You have until the end of the month to do so. DNR officials say the elk population reached a record high of 544 last year. Due to the increased population, they're recommending a quota of 4 bulls and 5 antlerless elk in the central herd. The 2025 elk hunting season will open October 18th. Applications can be submitted online, and the drawing for the licenses is random, so all applicants will have an equal chance of being selected. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Tom Cruise thanked moviegoers and studios alike, especially Paramount Pictures, for what the actor called their unwavering support for the 8th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, and its biggest opening yet. I don't think that's ever happened. It's a good sign for the franchise and the studio, as the price tag for the film is $400 million. Think about that. The 8th movie in the franchise is one of the most expensive ever made, and it's going to turn a profit very quickly. Speaking of Cruise, the actor says he hopes to make movies into his hundreds. That includes action. That should be interesting. We won't have to wait long, though, to see him in his next action role. The Mission Impossible star told the Australian Today Show that Top Gun 3 is happening. Cruise is 62 years old currently, and I'm guessing those stunts will be a little bit harder to pull off at 102. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This report sponsored by the City of Marinette, home of the Queen Marinette Run the River Powerboat Races, June 7th and 8th. More details at fishonmarinette.com.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy for tonight, low in the mid-50s. For tomorrow, more clouds, couple of showers and storms popping up in the afternoon, and a high to the upper 70s. This weekend, pleasant with sunshine, highs of 70 to 75. Heating up next week. Currently, it's 66.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June.
Hi, Mary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Just want to check your audio quick.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Marinette.com and click on the events page.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
We are not perfect here at Civic Media. Far be it. Certainly not perfect at this show. But one thing I can assure you of, our owner that I can see right through this glass right now, Sage Weil, has never once told me what to say and encourages us to speak the truth. And that's why, above all else, I'm proud to work for this company. And along with my colleagues, we will bring you what's really happening out there. And if we get it wrong along the way, we'll admit to that and correct ourselves as well.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. Rational Revolution with Mark Becker.
This week on the Rational Revolution, we've got Devin.
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nightlight, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night, where we all come together and talk about the things in life that make us happy. And tonight in particular, it's movie scores. Share with us what your favorite is. That's our question of the night. What is your favorite movie score? And yes, it is the popcorn pick of the week. One of my favorite nights, easily top 5 every week. We do it here. And joining me tonight to make the popcorn pick of the week here at Nightlight is a good friend of mine and someone I've worked with for years at PBS. She is a producer of many shows, many award-winning shows on PBS, and she joins us now over the stream. Mary Picorni-Thonlund. Hey, Mare.
Hey, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing very well. I want to share this story before we get started.
Okay.
About 4 years into the director's cut, my director's cut reign, I guess you'd say, when I took over after Charles Monroe Kane hosted, you and I found out we have a connection in tiny Three Lakes, Wisconsin. Please elaborate.
It was crazy. I was talking that I was going to go up north to meet my sister-in-law as part of this family, and by the way, I don't even know if you know them. It's called the Kelly family, and you just freaked out. Like, oh, the Kelly family. Who are you like talking about? And anyway, we realized that is it your mother and then the matriarch were like best friends.
Marianne Kelly.
Yeah, Marianne Kelly. Yeah.
Marianne Kelly, the matriarch who passed away a few years ago, and my grandmother, Sis Schwaba, were like besties for their whole life. And they lived near each other in Chicago, and they both ended up with cottages up in Three Lakes. So when you said the Kelly family, I don't even know. I probably just said like, wouldn't happen to be this Kelly family. And you said, yeah, it is. Yeah. So we had so much fun hanging out with them in Three Lakes and just, water skiing, swimming, playing softball, all kinds of fun stuff. They're a great family. And so your sister married well. You must be happy about that.
It's always nice to go up there and visit, just like I'm just stopping by for the weekend. Hope that's okay. Right. Mind if I jump on the pontoon? All right.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you're doing okay too, my friend. And it's great to have you here. Thank you for doing this. I know how busy you are, but I also know you like movies. So that's exciting.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's jump right in. All right. Okay. So this is called the popcorn pick of the week. And I became fascinated, Mary, with popcorn several months ago when we came up with this piece and why, I did all this research about why it became America's favorite movie snack.
Okay.
And read all this stuff about how during the Depression, it was cheap, and they would pop the popcorn outside. And then it became a staple. Like people would hear the popcorn and they'd smell the popcorn. It just became a perfect complement to movies. And it's probably by and large people's favorite snack. But what is your favorite snack when you watch a movie?
I don't know if I have one. I mean, again, popcorn is probably an easy one to go to. Anymore, I love that the modern theaters, some of them offered the option of food, which is great. I could do dinner and a movie, maybe a beer or something while I'm watching a movie. Love that. I mean, I've not been opposed to like sneaking in candy into a movie if I have to.
Right.
My kids, when they were younger. Again, then popcorn got to be this weird thing with all this like saturated butter on it.
Yep.
It tastes so good. But at home, I'd probably just do some like salty chips or popcorn or something like that. So nothing completely original.
I'm the same way. And as far as like sneaking in snacks, we do that too. And we sneak in, like, I don't want movie theater soda. Like if there's like a craft soda with real sugar, maybe I would do that. But now my wife and I sneak in Blue Moon non-alcoholic beer.
Nice.
We don't really drink, but it's like you're sitting there in the movie theater and it's a quiet moment and I'll hear, psst, and it's like, hun, wait till there's at least a car chase or something,
I know.
But it's great. And do you do the popcorn? Do you like if you go to the movie, you'll do chips over popcorn?
I seriously, unless I go there to get like dinner and food like that, I really don't order popcorn that often. So I do have a friend of mine that orders popcorn every time, but he's kind of a fanatic. Is like you can't put your hand in his popcorn bowl, so you actually have to get your own if you're gonna have any, because it's just not sanitary. You just can't do it.
I kind of get that.
I know, I get it too.
And we have like in Marinette, we have this thing where if you can buy a bucket, and then anytime you bring the bucket in, they'll refill it. But I feel like that is so degrading, making people carry in a bucket, feeling like a bunch of oinkers, and we want our free popcorn. It's so demoralizing to me.
And where do you keep that bucket when you're at home?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, honey, grab the bucket. We're going to the movie.
Right. I eat it. I use it for cereal when I'm at home. So how do you like to watch movies, Mary? Do you like to go to the theater or watch them at home?
I usually watch them at home, especially as I get older. So I was just thinking about this, talking to you. I really enjoy the modern conveniences now of being able to go online, pick my seat, and knowing that I can have an aisle or not. Because just before, I've been around for a while, it was always the risk of like going into a popular movie and like going getting your tickets and you walk in like going, oh my God, am I going to be able to sit? Do I have to sit in the middle? I mean, I still have this flashback, just like traumatizing, of going to the movie Seven, and we went in and it was packed, and I was going in with my boyfriend at the time and my sister, and there were 3 seats scattered all over. So you had to sit by strangers. And again, watching a movie like Seven, you kind of want to have someone safe by your side.
All right.
So now I've enjoyed going to the movie now more because I can pick my seat, but I probably still watch 90% of my films at home.
It's interesting. There's this big push to get people back to the theater, and I'm kind of part of it. I like going to the theater, but I love that we have the option at home. I probably watch more movies at home, like if they're old film noirs or classics or whatever. But I love going to the theater. Unfortunately, we don't have the kind of theater where you can pick your own seats like that. That's like a gourmet movie experience, right? You don't have to rush in. Your seat's there waiting for you, and they're usually really comfortable. I was at Long Legs last fall. I'm the only one in the theater. Two people come in. They sit right behind me for this.
What is that?
It's like antisocial behavior. I mean, what on earth? It's a creepy movie to begin with. Don't sit right behind me. And I moved. I'm like, and I gave him the look, and I moved. Made a big deal about it. Just to say, what's wrong with you?
That is basic movie etiquette. Come on.
I think so too. So what are your favorite type of movies, Mary? Like, what genre do you like the most?
So it switched. When I was younger, I would go for the epics. I would sit there and watch Gone with the Wind. I'd watch Gandhi, Lord of the Rings, all those. Lawrence of Arabia was a bit much. But as I went on, and then now my tastes have changed, where I never used to like horror, but my husband's a big fan of horror.
Oh, wow.
I've actually really come to appreciate horror, thriller, action. I guess just a movie. If a movie is smart and surprising, it just blows my mind. I just love it. Rom-coms I'll do every once in a while, but it's really hard to find a good comedy. It is really hard to find a good comedy. And so when I do, it's usually it's on rotation. I'll just watch it just stowed away. And then I'll go back to trying to share movies that I grew up with our kids to see if they still hold up. Like Breakfast Club holds up. But other things like Pretty in Pink, it's on the verge, things like that. So
right.
I'd say for my most part right now, it's going to be horror, thriller. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm trying to get I like the horror films that aren't gory, or I've heard this movie, what is it? Final Destination or whatever. It's out right now. That they've invented creative ways to make people die. I'm not really into that, but I don't mind being scared a little bit. All right, let me ask you this. When you're in a theater and people are loud, how do you respond to that? Do you shush them, give them a look, throw hands right away and go fisticuffs, or what do you do, Mayor?
I do probably the casual over a Seinfeld look, over the shoulder once, and then further around cranking it. Try that. Otherwise, I don't know. There's not much you can do. So I'm not going to really go fisticuffs over. Yeah. But if I could move, I'd move probably.
I am with you 100%. I don't like to go for the violence right away. And I'm a grown man now. I'm not going to do that, but I do give the look. My guest is Mary Picorni-Donlin. She is a producer at PBS Wisconsin and has done some amazing work there. And I've enjoyed working with her also over the last number of years. She's making the popcorn pick of the week. We are moments away. Mary, have you ever cried during a movie?
Oh my God, too many times. Someone was just talking about soundtracks. Up. I bawled within the first 5 minutes of that movie. Are you kidding me? You're killing me here.
It's terrible. Did you? To me, I thought the first part of that movie was the best part. Like when they showed how the courtship and all that kind of stuff. It was so great. But I've cried during Terms of Endearment, when I was in college, and I was even more guy then. And I found myself with it was almost embarrassing. But I love when a movie can take you there when you're not expecting it.
Yes, I do love that too, especially as a parent, is that there's something very poignant about a child or something like that, or something that you're just relating to. But I will throw in a movie because I'm I need to cry. So now that I know that,
oh wow,
in Terms of Endearment, I need to cry really soon. I'm going to throw that puppy in because I will cry every single time on that one.
But have you seen it already?
Oh yeah,
okay.
I've watched that movie probably 20 times and I'll still cry.
I don't even know why I had it on in my dorm room. I was, I'd heard it was a great movie. I like Nicholson. I don't know what it was, but I haven't seen it since. And I wonder if it would hold up and still make me bawl,
I think it would. I think it would. Because the acting was so strong in that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great movie. On the stream says, sitting near people in an empty theater is like choosing the urinal directly adjacent to someone in an empty restroom. I'm so glad Nick made that correlation because I did think of that because that's happened to me a number of times too. I wasn't going to bring that up with you.
There might
Mary.
be something
I'm glad
about your feet that's like bringing this to attention. I don't know.
Like the cut of my jib from the back. What am I doing? What kind of vibe am I putting out there in men's rooms? I hope
That's
nothing.
something you have to think about.
All right. I think we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, to get Mary Picorni Donlan's popcorn pick of the week. Conrad, if you please. It's the Nightlight popcorn pick of the week. This week, it's Mary Picorni Donlan from PBS, Wisconsin. Mary, your popcorn pick.
I am picking a movie that I just saw this last week, and it's the strongest movie I've seen in quite a long time. I'm going to recommend Sinners by Ryan Coogler.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that pick. That is a fantastic pick. You texted me like a week ago.
It just moved me so much. Like, have you seen this movie? It is insane. It is so great. Yeah.
I'm so glad you saw that. Go ahead.
And I've been listening to the soundtrack like virtually every day, just from beginning to end, because the music made that. The acting was great. It was just a great take on a movie. And yeah, just someone else was talking. They were just saying about Ethiopian jazz. This was just an interesting Bayou jazz Irish soundtrack.
Yeah.
That just made the movie explode. It was. I highly recommend it.
And you know what's so great? It's funny you say that, because the jazz in the movie and some of the blues, I don't like it typically in movies when they take a big chunk out of the movie to play a song or have someone sing a song or whatever. Like there was Conrad's favorite movie, The Fall Guy, last spring. I don't know if you saw that, but the star of the film takes 5 minutes out to sing a karaoke tune. And I'm like, what? It was just such an odd choice. But Sinners, the music was so good.
Yeah.
I could not agree more with you. Maybe we'll talk about that film for another minute or two. We've got a few more minutes here with our guest, Mary Picorni Donlan. We're going to do a very short break. Don't go anywhere, folks. You'll miss the fun. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm sick and tired of you setting me up, yeah. Setting me up or just a knock.
Reach, engage, grow with Civic Media. Log on civicmedia.us/advertise.
Are you over 50 and constantly feeling tired, bloated, or just a little off? Don't ignore it. Those could be signs that your liver is crying for help. As we age, our liver, which is essential for metabolism, digestion, immunity, and detoxification, needs extra support and protection. If neglected, it can leave you feeling sluggish and constantly off your game. That's where Active Liver from New Nordic comes in. Available in easy-to-take tablets or delicious gummies, Active Liver combines powerful natural ingredients like turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract to help support healthy liver function. With Active Liver, you're giving your body an essential daily defense against toxins from alcohol, fatty foods, and sweets, helping you reclaim your energy, improve digestion, lose the bloat, and strengthen your immunity so you can look and feel your best again. Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Remembering Vietnam, brought to you by The Dispensary.
May of 1969, I was near Dak To in Vietnam. Up until then, except for a few rockets and mortars, everything was pretty calm. But then things changed. We started getting ground assaults. Seemed like almost every night, many times they would probe the perimeter. Then they got inside. I don't know how many times, but they started bringing heavy stuff. 122 millimeter rockets. These things were 6 feet long and huge in diameter. All they did was prop them up on a tripod somewhere in the jungle and fire them like a giant bottle rocket. You would hear the whoosh when it was fired, then thump, thump. If you're on guard duty in the main tower looking out into the jungle, you could see a puff of smoke. Then you'd see them coming in. Mike Brzezinski, United States Army, Vietnam.
Hear this full story at WGBW.FM. Click on Remembering Vietnam. Brought to you by The Dispensary. Online at thed8dispensary.com.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
We believe your stories matter because here at WGBW, your stories are our stories too. Our award-winning news team of Lisa Hale, Brittany Merlot, and Terry Barr cover the issues that affect your life every day, the stories that shape your world. You'll hear it on the air, read it online, and see it on social media, wherever you are. Real news, great conversation, 97.9 WGBW, connected to you and your community.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do
on this
about
day.
you now.
I think it was 1996. But it's like the only Oasis song. Like, they're a great band. But I don't know. It's the only song I listen to. So, big whip. All right. Welcome back to Nightlight, folks. This is Pete Schwaba. We are doing the popcorn pick of the week. We just did it, actually. Mary Picorni Donlin, my guest right now, who made the pick, picked Sinners. And I could not agree more. Mary, such a great film. In what I love about it is that it's not a franchise film. It's not a Marvel film. They just crushed it in every aspect of filmmaking. The acting is excellent. The music, the costumes, it's a period piece. When I first read that Michael B. Jordan was playing twins, I usually don't like that gimmick. Now I totally get it, and I loved it. So that's a fantastic pick.
Thank you. Yeah, I went into it knowing just very little about it. My daughter had seen it. My husband had read all about it. And I'm like, all right, sure, I'll just give it a try. And just like you said, I love that it's a standalone period piece. And it isn't like, it isn't like a sequel. It isn't a it's just a very smart, well done movie. And I always applaud that, so it's just,
Same. And for those of you listening who haven't seen Sinners yet, I think Mary and I would both advise, see the movie, stay through the credits. You cannot leave.
Thank you. Good point. Good point.
A very pivotal scene happens at the end of the credits, and I'm surprised they did that. But you know what? I like the movie a lot. After that scene, I love the movie. I love them jumping forward in time a little bit, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. But I was lucky that I was getting up and slowly moving, and all of a sudden it came on, and I was like one standing in the aisle. The lights were already up, and people were walking out, and they came back. So I think luckily about 2/3 of the audience got to see that. It's one of those things that I think I texted you about as well that irritates me a little bit. I know Marvel movies always did that. After the long credits, there's things to set up the next one. Sometimes it's like you said, like when you saw, like a lot of people had left and they missed it.
Yeah.
So, which is disappointing, but great point for people who are going to watch it.
Yeah, terrible. All right, so you are one of the busiest people I know. I've enjoyed working with you for years now on Director's Cut, and when I write and introduce all the POV and independent lens films. What else are you working about, or what could you direct people to that are listening to some of the work you've done on PBS? Anything coming up, or that they can access from the past?
I'm working on some Wisconsin life stories that are coming up for the next season. For some of you in the audience who might know Jerry Abs, who's a historian, storyteller, he's done several for us. And I just did a program on Jerry Abs to Meet Me at the Fair about the history of county fairs. And one before that was about a cookbook, like based on his mother's recipe. So I've done a lot of that. Otherwise, I'm working on one. We're still like in the process of researching it, but there's always good stuff on PBS Wisconsin. So,
Absolutely.
always great independent films, just great series. So please, if you guys tune in.
Yeah, keep up the great work, and I will see you Tuesday, my friend.
I will see you too. Miss you. I'll see you then.
All right, you too. That's Mary Picorni Donlin making the popcorn pick of the week. Check out all of her work and the great work being done at PBS Wisconsin. Good stuff. So we've got some texts here. Our question of the night is, what is the best or what is your favorite movie score? It's all subjective. And you know what? I almost wish I hadn't acknowledged his text so that next time I saw Nick somewhere, I could just sidle up right next to him at the urinal. I was not going to make that joke while Mary was on, but that has happened to me so many times. And I mean, not like a weekly thing, but you know.
What's worse?
What?
Having that happen to you, or having someone sit right in front of you at the movie theater with a whole open theater?
Well, I probably at a scary movie, like she mentioned Seven, I mentioned Longlegs, probably in a movie theater, because I'm like, are they going to kill me? Is this like some kind of weird fetish thing where they want to go see a horror film and off somebody? Like, I'm used to standing next to guys in urinals, even though I think it's weird. Whoever invented that system, it's like, what are we, animals? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just part of our society now, but that's kind of strange. I don't know. All right. So Patrick from the 608 says, no major awards, but the Breakfast Club had some very choice score music. I'm the Dude, the reggae, Dream Montage, Love Theme, of course. Don't You Forget About Me. Yeah, that's a great one. And Mary just said the Breakfast Club totally holds up. I got to give that a rewatch. Steve, I know your dad, Conrad, we've been doing this long enough that I know your dad loves the Rocky movie.
Oh, yeah.
As do I. And its original score music. That's easily one of the best scores of all time. And Gonna Fly Now is a song, but I think it falls into that score category too, because I think Bill Conti, the composer, created the song as well. Mark from Prairie to Sac says, I always appreciated the music played in the TV series Chuck. I don't know that show.
You know, so Mary, before she left, she said any Tarantino movie has a great soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Soundtrack, yes. No question about that. Yeah, for sure. Stuck in the Middle with You and his first film. Awesome stuff. Daddy-O from Windsor. Love that name. Love the name Daddy-O and love Windsor. Is there a Windsor, Wisconsin? All I know is Windsor, Canada.
Well, I'll have to go to the Google.
I'm sure it's a Wisconsin town. He's got a 608. He says, I love James Bond. I love the James Bond Casino Royale score. Chris Cornell sings the opening song, Totally Rocks. God, I kind of forgot about that. I can't place it.
So Windsor is right below, or right above Madison, right below DeForest.
It's a lovely name. As is Daddy-O. Thank you, Daddy-O. Dennis from Milwaukee says Shaft. Oh, that's a great one. How could I forget Shaft? We have that, don't we? I don't know if you kept it, but I know we've cut it before.
I'll have to look during the break and see if I can. I kind of have to be reminded what that is.
It'll come to you. It's brilliant. Nick Wallander also says Inception was Hans Zimmer, some foghorn action, and the use of audio illusions that sound like the music is getting continuously higher pitched. It's called a Shepard tone. Christopher Nolan likes those in his movies. Wow. Nick's on it tonight. And this is your favorite score.
It is. I love the films and the music.
Is it John Williams?
It is.
Yeah, he's maybe the greatest all time.
Yes. He's done Harry Potter and Star Wars too.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic stuff. When we come back, our pal Norm Kopesky will be here from Appleton Cigar. We're going to make one more push and hopefully get some of you guys out to the big event, Smoke on the Fox. That's all coming up after intermission. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. Tell us your favorite movie score on the Civic Media Radio Network.
GBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. An appeals court reinstating President Trump's tariffs after 2 federal courts ruled they should be blocked. The White House threatening to take the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Harvard gets a win in the legal battle over whether it can enroll international students. A federal judge extending an order blocking the Trump administration's attempt to bar the Ivy League school from enrolling foreign students. Harvard student Funshu John is 1 semester away from receiving his master's at Harvard and uneasy.
Everybody is wondering the plan for next year, whether we should take a leave of absence, whether we should go back home and finish our semester online, or wait for more guidance from the administration at the school.
In Gaza, Hamas says it's evaluating a U.S. ceasefire proposal. United Airlines and JetBlue have just announced an unusually close partnership. The 2 airlines will start to sell seats on each other's flights. This is ABC News.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. A kids cooking competition will take the stage Saturday at Meat Fest at the Rush Expo. Event MC and head judge, Chef Ace Champion, says he loves seeing kids find a passion for cooking.
It really just takes that spark. You know, I see so many kids that maybe their parents didn't raise them in the cooking and, you know, they don't really know if they like it or not. And then when you get them in the kitchen and you see that spark, then all of a sudden they're cooking every day. That's a win.
2 groups will compete, 8 to 12-year-olds and 13 to 17-year-olds. Civic Media's own Jim Schmidt from the Mino and the Mayor Show will be one of the judges for the competition. Today, the Oshkosh Planning Division is holding public sessions to gather input on the City of Oshkosh's sustainability plan. The project team from the city will be at each session this afternoon to provide project background with an opportunity to see draft plan goals and provide input. The sustainability plan includes 8 different themes, including climate resilience, education, governance and outreach, community health, environmental conservation, land use and economic development, transportation, waste management, and energy, utilities, and facilities. Several sessions are planned throughout the afternoon, with the last being at 5:30 in the Oshkosh Senior Center South Building. Last summer, during torrential rains, the Mill Pond Dam in Manawa was damaged, causing flooding. An engineering firm told the city yesterday that repairing that dam, built in the late 1800s, it's not an option, and it should be demolished and rebuilt to the tune of $8 million. Just removing the dam and returning the mill pond to the river channel would cost the city about $700,000. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
The Brewers head to Philly. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers open a 3-game weekend series against the Phillies tomorrow night. The Crew beat the Red Sox 6-5 in 10 innings yesterday. It was Milwaukee's first 3-game sweep of the year. Manager Pat Murphy.
It's a great feeling to feel like you believe, you sense that they believe, and that's a great feeling. Our pitching hung in there and did enough.
NFL at the Packers OTA practices. Defensive back Jair Alexander remains absent while the team tries to renegotiate his contract. Safety Xavier McKinney asked if he'd like to see Jair back with the Pack.
We would all like him back. I talk to him every day. Just try to stay connected with him. Obviously, we've developed a great relationship with each other. At the end of the day, like, I'm gonna be behind him regardless of what the situation's going on. We've developed a relationship good enough off the field to where it's like, bro, I just want what's best for you.
That's Xavier McKinney with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy for tonight, low in the mid-50s. For tomorrow, more clouds, couple of showers and storms popping up in the afternoon, and a high to the upper 70s. This weekend, pleasant with sunshine, highs of 70 to 75. Heating up next week. Currently, it's 66.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
This week, we visit with 2 powerful Medicaid advocates who share their stories and help debunk some of the rhetoric behind the looming Medicaid cuts.
Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS.
Farm Rescue makes sure that you aren't alone. They're there to extend the hand and to take the burden.
Dependent farmers need help sometimes, and asking for that help is protecting the future. Farm Rescue provides equipment and volunteers free of charge to assist in times of crisis. We're currently accepting applications for planting and haying assistance. If you or someone you know could use our help, call 701-252-2017 or visit farmrescue.org.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Michael Negron of the Small Business Majority.
The Trump administration thinks that they're doing solid for small business with their policies. And so having business owners out there talking about how, whether it's tariffs, whether it's potential cuts to healthcare, how it's going to hurt their bottom line, how it's going to hurt their consumers or their employees, I do think that will have a real impact. Every time he does something, he gets really bad feedback and he retreats in the face of it.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who prefers to travel by catapult, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking off Act 2 here. Hey, we are having a great time. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite movie score? And for those of you that might not know, score is what the composer does. It's like the background music or like the Mission Impossible, dun, 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 dun. Not necessarily songs, but you can share songs too. But that's our question of the night. So join the fun and let us know what your favorite movie score is. In just a minute, Norm Kopesky from Appleton Cigar is going to join me here. And then author Laura Enright at 7:20. We are going to talk vampires and piggyback on Mary Picorni Donlan's popcorn pick of the week, which was Sinners, an excellent choice. And I would be a terrible person if I didn't tell you all about our new Scotty Summer Text to Win contest here at Civic Media. Download the app because you need the app to play. Get the keyword and text it in right away, and you enroll yourself in the opportunity to win mass prizes. Listen throughout the day for your chances at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Text the keyword in and wait and keep your fingers crossed. The contest begins June 2nd, and it's very easy to do. You could win $100 cash or a pair of Milwaukee Brewers club-level tickets. That's every hour. And then our grand prize trips in the Scotty Summer Statewide Text to Win contest are vacation time in either Door County or Baraboo. With gas money, ladies and gentlemen, gas money, that adds up. We'll get you there too. So 4 daily chances to win. Good luck, everybody. It starts June 2nd. Right now, it is my pleasure to welcome one of our sponsors here at Night Light, the very talented, very knowledgeable when it comes to cigars, certainly Appleton Cigar co-owner, Norm Kopesky. Hey, buddy.
Thanks for having me on again.
You're such a big burly guy. You look like you could like crush a beer can with your hands. And here I am wearing my Elton John Elton John readers tonight. They're red. What do you think of those?
Mine. Yeah, I just didn't bring them in.
You got sparkles on them and stuff like
Maybe,
that.
I'm not going to tell.
I have about 18 pairs of these around my house. I don't know what happened to my regular ones, but anyway, it's great to have you here. You have a really cool event. We talked about it a little bit last week. Let's just refresh people's memory about this awesome event, Smoke on the Fox.
Yeah, so Smoke on the Fox is our second annual multi-vendor event. We're hosting down at Lionsdale Brewery, downtown Neenah. And the nonprofit that we're sponsoring is Fox Cities Veteran Council with Tim Cody.
Yeah.
Tim's a longtime customer of ours, and he talks about what he was involved in. We're like, let's get on board with this.
Yeah.
So we're one of his sponsors with his golf outing coming up this week. And yeah, so.
And it's your second annual.
Yeah.
Is anything different last year to this year, or are you just expecting bigger numbers pretty much?
Our bigger numbers, but we actually changed it up that we're doing better raffle prizes.
Oh, okay.
So we used to have kind of an auction at the event at the end of the event, which was a lot of fun. A lot of good laughs were cracked, but it was just one of those with the economy. The wells are a little bit dry. And so we thought, you know what, let's crank up the raffles and we'll just donate a portion of the ticket sales.
People love a good raffle. That's fantastic. All right. So June 2nd, Smoke on the Fox, Appleton Cigar, in accordance with Lion's Tail. I almost said Lion's Den. Lion's Tail Brewing in Neenah. It's a great event. Money goes to a great cause, helps veterans. Tim Cody is Tim going to be there?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he was here, he had too much to drink. Should I say that on the air? I'm kidding. I would never say that about Tim. I don't even know if Tim drinks. Conrad, does Tim drink?
I have no idea.
Let's start a rumor.
As his bartender, I'm never going to tell.
Are you his bartender?
Yeah.
Norm, all right. So for people listening that maybe haven't smoked cigars before, maybe ever, I'm sure you get like a wide array of people. You probably get novices and you probably get experienced cigar smokers. So what do you tell people who have never smoked before?
Basically just get one under your belt.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, that's okay. Can you help me understand what you didn't like about it? And then we can steer you maybe in a different direction. And so there's so many different varieties of palates.
Yeah.
People enjoy different foods, different beverages, and we can usually help you find something. So
is it the kind of thing where you get Like, is there a brand they should start with? Like, let's say people are just listening and aren't going to go to smoke on the Fox or can't make it or whatever. Is there like a type of tobacco they should start with, or that beginners typically start with?
So typically what we start them with is something that has less nicotine content.
Okay.
So going old school, like if when we were kids, if we got caught with a pack of cigarettes, our dad probably would have made us smoke the whole thing, right? Turn us green. We never touched the
And
stuff
get you
again.
addicted to smoking.
Right. Well,
yeah.
that's the nicotine. So tobacco naturally has nicotine. There's no additional nicotine added to it like what's in cigarettes.
Okay.
And so it's an all natural product that, so the lower the nicotine content, the less likely you are to turn green because of it. And that's usually what most people find objectionable about.
Okay.
cigars.
And you don't inhale cigar smoke.
No.
Typically. I hope
No,
not.
Not on purpose.
So, right. So the addictive thing isn't really there with cigars, right? I mean, I know a lot of people, I love the way they smell. I like the way cocaine smells. Kidding. That's an old joke. I just outed Tim Cody as a boozer and myself as a cokehead. But that's the old joke. I don't do cocaine. I just like the way it smells. Anyway. All right. That's a rough night here. Okay. So, but it's not something that you can could you smoke a lot of cigars. You know your stuff. Could you stop smoking tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
Yep.
All the more reason why people should try it, right?
I think so. I mean, a lot of what drives it is the social aspect. There's not a whole lot of solitary, like smoking a cigar by themselves kind of people.
Yeah.
So it's part of the experience of mowing the lawn or running a barbecue or
fishing or poker.
Fishing,
Yeah, exactly. Do you have guys that play poker in your shop?
We do. We have a standing Tuesday night game of Texas Hold'em.
Oh man. What are the hours for that?
Game starts at 7 and usually we stay open late till about 11:30.
Conrad, I'm putting in for a vacation day next Tuesday. Just
I'll join you.
Giving you a heads up. I've had bad luck with the card games. Like, I'd go to a bar where they're doing it, but then they crank like headbanging music and they have rebuy-ins and all that kind of stuff. And I was so annoyed I went all in hoping to lose to get out of there because it's hard to find a good game, at least where I live.
Right. So we try to run a friendly game. So it's tournament style. It's one buy-in, no rebuys.
Okay.
The table takes home all the winnings. The house doesn't touch anything.
How many people usually get?
Anywhere from 9 to 14
Nice.
on average.
Okay. Oh, good to know. Okay. I want to make very clear too, Tim Cody is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He has no problem. He has no problems with anything. I was making a joke but I do have a serious cocaine problem. Okay. Norm, I'm kidding.
I figured.
I don't want you to okay. All right. But I do love a good cigar. If you like cigars or if you're curious, check out Appleton Cigar. They run a great business. It's a great, and this event is excellent. Where can people get tickets, Norm?
AppletonCigar.com.
Okay.
Easy as that.
Simple enough. And how many people are you anticipating? Do you know?
About 150.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is there a price that gets you into the event, or is it pay as you go? How does that work?
It's there's two options. There's Toro and Toro Grande. Toro is our entry level package.
Okay.
That gets you into the event. 14 cigars, three drinks with Lion's Tail, and then Toro Grande is 20 cigars and 4 drinks.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. And you told me last time you were here, you like coffee.
Yeah.
With your cigar. I thought that was so cool and kind of a natural thing, right? Because you got coffee beans, tobacco.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Your wife is with you, and I'm not going to put her on the air. Heather, you're fine off camera. But does your wife smoke cigars?
She will on occasionally.
Oh, nice. And what does your wife like to? It feels weird that I'm asking you and I can see her in the peripheral here.
Right.
What is Heather like with her cigars?
Her preferred is a Plasencia, Alma Forte, and Jameson Black Barrel.
Nice.
So nice Irish whiskey.
Well done, Heather. That's fantastic. All right. So check out Smoke on the Fox, a great event. Happens June 2nd, folks. And it's, what are the times again, Norm?
6 to 9 p.m.
6 to 9 p.m. Great ticket packages. Go to AppletonCigar.com if you're interested. And I could just tell you, folks, I've been in my share, not a ton of cigar shops, but it's just a great atmosphere and it's something to be experienced. And why not jump in feet first with Smoke on the Fox, the second annual.
That's right.
Smoke on the Fox. And you like the progress? It's going to keep going?
Like the progress. We like what it's doing for the community. So
Okay.
more about that than anything. So
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here, Norm, and I appreciate you. We were going to do this tomorrow night, but you said you prefer to do it in person.
a little easier for me to talk when I see who I'm talking to.
I totally get it. And we probably could have kept you for a little longer tomorrow, but I really appreciate, I know you live a ways away, and that's awesome. So I have to ask you something else. Does the name Norm make you the kind of guy people want to smoke a cigar with? It's a great cigar smoking name.
Yeah. So growing up, I always got the Cheers reference.
Yeah.
And so I kind of always wanted the bar. And so
nice.
Just from that, there was a little bit of a touchstone there. And so it's fun walking into the lounge and when it's open and ready and our regulars are all in there and they shout it out.
They do say it like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I was going to do that, but I figured you've heard that so many times in your life, it would be like old hat.
It's fun for me.
It's a great name. It's Norm. It's like a cool guy's name, and it's a classic name too.
Yeah, very old school.
Can you? How do you feel about doing a quick movie score quiz?
Let's try it out.
All right, Conrad, you ready?
Yeah. So it's not just scores. It's also there's a couple movies that have the songs.
Oh, okay.
That they're really recognizable. So
all right. So we've got 5 questions.
5, yes.
All right. We've got Norm Kopasky in studio from Appleton Cigar. Check out appletoncigar.com. He'll set you up. He'll even tell you what you should drink with your cigars, folks, because there is an etiquette to this. And he's going to take our Night Light movie score quiz. Norm Kopasky, Conrad, number 1, if you please.
Pretty sure this is Indiana Jones.
It is not.
No, wait, don't tell me.
Yeah.
It's not E.T. Oh, God. Do you know it, Heather? This is bothering. All right, go ahead.
Marty McFly.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Oh,
now I get it. All right. So Norm and I are taking this together. We'll do this, and we're 0 for 1. We'll even putting our heads together. All right, number 2.
This is the song.
Okay.
Don't nobody worry about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me
I know this one.
do what you like? Do it in that
Bill Murray.
Oh,
Chevy Chase.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Norm is on it. Do we get the ding? What happened to the game show one?
Well, I'm using the same program, so I can't use it in the same.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get ready. We'll do it in stereo. All right, we're 1 for 2. Norm got that one. Caddyshack. We missed on Back to the Future. I felt like I should have got that one too.
Here's the next one.
All right, number 3. I know it. I'm giving Norm a hint, but I'm not giving him the answer.
I'm gonna go Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Double bells. All right, baby. That's in stereo. Norm Kopasky is 2 for 3, ladies and gentlemen. We both missed the first one. Number 4.
We don't got time for another one.
What? All right, we'll have to end it there. 2 for 3. That's pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Are we out of time already?
Yeah.
I blame you, Conrad. All right. Hey,
Sorry.
thanks, you guys. Thank you. Norm Kopasky. Heather Kopasky. Didn't want to say anything. I didn't renege, right? All right, we're coming right back with author Laura Enright. So we're going to talk vampires. Check out Smoke on the Fox. June 2nd, go to appletoncigar.com for more information. Have a great time, everybody. Thanks, Norm.
Thank you.
All right, we're coming right back. It's Night Light with Pete Schwaba.
Trying to tell me something, but we'll have to stop thinking about it. I don't know. I doubt it. Subterranean by design.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Located on the Menominee River, you'll be seated up close so you can witness all of the high adrenaline drama. The races are free and perfect for the entire family. Racing will be fierce with up to 100 powerboats and 18 heats a day. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the entire day. It's Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races, June 7th and 8th. Free for the whole family. You won't want to miss this awesome event. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page or contact the Marinette Welcome Center at 715-732-4333.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.FM and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.FM. We can work together to have real news and great conversation while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
We are not perfect here at Civic Media. Far be it. Certainly not perfect at this show. But one thing I can assure you of, our owner that I can see right through this glass right now, Sage Weil, has never once told me what to say and encourages us to speak the truth. And that's why, above all else, I'm proud to work for this company. And along with my colleagues, we will bring you what's really happening out there. And if we get it wrong along the way, we'll admit to that and correct ourselves as well.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Every time I think of you, I feel a shot right through the boat of blue. It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find. Living a life that I can't leave.
You got Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night of a short week, presumably. Hopefully you guys didn't have to work on Monday, but the weekend is right around the corner, and we are trying to get you there with some laughs and some insights into all things entertainment here at Nightlight. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite movie score? I said Midnight Run. I also love The Sting. And it's funny, during the break, before I brought Norm onto the show, he said Last of the Mohicans, and I have that written here too. That's one of my top 5. Daniel Day-Lewis, really phenomenal score. So I meant to bring that up with Norm when he was here in studio. He did quite well with our quiz. And so that's our question of the night. Let us know what your favorite movie score is. As we segue, ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting. I saw Sinners recently. I don't know that my next guest has. We sort of went back and forth, and I think she had yet to see it. But either way, she is the author of several books, all of which are very interesting on different topics. She's written about mobsters. She's written about the movie Meet the Parents and the journey that screenwriter Greg Liano went through with that film and getting it made through the studio system. And now Laura Enright, folks, joins us tonight to talk about vampires, because she's written 2 books on the topic, and it is so great to have her back on Nightlight. Hey, Laura.
I have 3 books.
3 books?
2 fiction and 1 nonfiction.
No kidding.
That's the one that you still have to get.
So wait, nonfiction. Okay.
Vampires Most Wanted. This is that guy. Vampires Most Wanted. That's the nonfiction one. That has all the trivia and stuff in it.
Okay. So I saw that on Amazon, and I noticed you sent me 2 other books.
Yeah, I sent you this one. It was out of stock when I sent it to you.
No, that's I love getting free books, but I'm not. But explain the nonfiction part of it, because these are fiction books, and we'll talk about those as well. But when you write about vampires, which supposedly don't exist, how do you write nonfiction?
Well, it's I wrote the book Chicago's Most Wanted, and it's a book of trivia about Chicago, and it's put out by Potomac Press. Well, Potomac Press asked me to write another one, and I thought, well, vampires. I was trying to work on vampire novels, So I said, I'll try this. Maybe I'll get my foot in the door with publishing the novels. So it's basically just each chapter is devoted to a particular thing. Like I do have movies in there. I have music. I have legends. And what I found as I was reading it was it's kind of amazing how much there is out there on the subject if you dig. It's really kind of fascinating. And we're sort of been trained to just think in terms of one particular or two particular style of vampires, but there's a whole world. They're there in like most cultures, so it was kind of interesting.
You mean the lore is
The
there,
lore.
or
Yeah,
the legend?
yeah.
Okay.
Although there are some people who do believe they're vampires.
That I know there are, and I met, I don't know where it was a casting call or something, and they were in the next room. They were looking for actual vampires. It was a different project, probably a low budget horror or something, but there were people that showed up with fangs, and I assume they were fake, but they claimed to be vampires, and I was like in my early 20s at the time. I didn't want to ask questions. I was scared. I was like, are they going to try to bite me, whether they're vampires or not? Are they going to actually act like vampires? It was a little intimidating. What's been your experience? Have you ever met someone who claims to actually be a vampire?
No. I mean, I've met some energy vampires who sap your energy, but as far as no, some of the ones who believe they're vampires will go as far as getting implants, like.
Yes.
And but it's I think that was big, especially around the time of Anne Rice's books coming out.
Okay.
And it kind of gives people a chance who may feel on the outskirts of society or for whatever. It gives them a chance to feel included. So
right.
They it's like anybody enjoying something. So they
wow.
Yeah.
Well, these days, I mean, people claim to be whatever they want to be, and I don't care. It doesn't affect me, but that would be intimidating, though. I think meeting someone with actual implants,
On the first date.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you left that off your Tinder profile, pal. So where did the idea? And maybe you don't know this, and I don't expect you to be an expert. You wrote 2 great fiction books, but where does the idea of the vampire come from? Who started it? Do you know?
I don't know if anyone in particular started it. I think at the core of the vampire is the notion of the parasitic creature, and it needs to feed off others to live. And it could be blood, it could be energy. I don't know if you ever watched What We Do in the Shadows, the movie or the TV show. The TV
couple
show
episodes, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. The TV show has an energy vampire in there, so it's like it could be that. The classic Star Trek did a story about a salt vampire where the woman had to suck salt to survive. So it's that kind of thing, and you see that and when it comes to blood is so sacred in so many cultures and so many religions and thoughts and stuff that of course that really makes it. But I think it's more the notion you're going to have, like, for example, what I discovered was a lot of the cultures, like around the world, it was often about a cautionary tale. So don't do this or you'll turn into a vampire. Don't do this against society or you'll turn into a vampire, that sort of thing. Or you may be, don't go into the woods because you might end up being caught by a vampire. So it's that they had one where if you did business over, I think it was in Greece, if you did business over a coffin, the person inside might turn into a vampire. So you see that a lot in a lot of the ancient legends and lore. It's changed a lot over the centuries.
How kind of business do you do over a coffin? Was it like a
maybe, I don't know, maybe paying for the coffin?
gentleman's bet or something? Yeah. All right.
Get out of that coffin if you don't pay for it right now.
Yeah. All right. Author Laura Enright is here on Nightlight, spending some time with us. We are going to do the news, and then we are going to jump into her 2 vampire books, which are really cool. And that is all coming up next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. And we'll read your texts too. Keep those texts coming, folks. It's the Civic Media Radio Network. Great to have you.
I wanna cry, cry, cry alone when you feeling blue. I'm waiting just for you. Someone's living for love.
97.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM. Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. An appeals court reinstating President Trump's tariffs after 2 federal courts ruled they should be blocked. The White House threatening to take the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Harvard gets a win in the legal battle over whether it can enroll international students. A federal judge extending an order blocking the Trump administration's attempt to bar the Ivy League school from enrolling foreign students. Harvard student Funshu John is one semester away from receiving his master's at Harvard and uneasy.
Everybody is wondering the plan for next year, whether we should take a leave of absence, whether we should go back home and finish our semester online, or wait for more guidance from the administration at the school.
In Gaza, Hamas says it's evaluating a U.S. ceasefire proposal. United Airlines and JetBlue have just announced an unusually close partnership. The two airlines will start to sell seats on each other's flights. This is ABC News.
The Brewers head to Philly. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers open a 3-game weekend series against the Phillies tomorrow night. The Crew beat the Red Sox 6-5 in 10 innings yesterday. It was Milwaukee's first 3-game sweep of the year. Manager Pat Murphy.
It's a great feeling to feel like you believe, you sense that they believe, and that's a great feeling. Our pitching hung in there and did enough.
NFL at the Packers OTA practices. Defensive back Jair Alexander remains absent while the team tries to renegotiate his contract. Safety Xavier McKinney asked if he'd like to see Jair back with the Pack.
We would all like him back. I talk to him every day. Just try to stay connected with him. Obviously, we've developed a great relationship with each other. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be behind him regardless of what the situation's going on. We've developed a relationship good enough off the field to where it's like, bro, I just want what's best for you.
That's Xavier McKinney with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. History is being made at Max. The streamer just renewed the show Hacks for a 5th season. The show starring Gene Smart is a critic's darling, having won a total of 8 Emmy Awards. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the renewal for season 5 makes it the longest live-action running show in Max history, which is really impressive given that the streamer has only been around for 2 years as Max. Not sure how that adds up. Producers of the show announced the 5th season Tuesday night, just 2 days before the finale for season 4. To say actors need thick skin in the entertainment racket would be an understatement. Kathy Bates recently told Vanity Fair she really wanted the role of Frankie in the 1991 film Frankie and Johnny because she had originated the role on Broadway. Her dreams, however, were crushed when producer Gary Marshall told Bates that the idea of her kissing a man on screen was not what people wanted to see. Why are people the way they are? For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy for tonight, low in the mid-50s. For tomorrow, more clouds, couple of showers and storms popping up in the afternoon, and a high to the upper 70s. This weekend, pleasant with sunshine, highs of 70 to 75. Heating up next week. Currently, it's 66.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
We are not perfect here at Civic Media. Far be it. Certainly not perfect at this show. But one thing I can assure you of, our owner that I can see right through this glass right now, Sage Weil, has never once told me what to say and encourages us to speak the truth. And that's why, above all else, I'm proud to work for this company. And along with my colleagues, we will bring you what's really happening out there. And if we get it wrong along the way, we'll admit to that and correct ourselves as well.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
Richard Trent, the executive director of Main Street Alliance.
This current tax code that they're trying to extend, 80+% of the benefit goes to the top 1% of earners.
Yes.
I did not misspeak there. This is not a game. Trump will tell you firsthand that he grew up believing there are winners and there are losers. This is an administration actively trying to create a class of losers, and we have to fight back.
The Maggie Dawn Show, weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Maggie Dawn.
Donald Trump hands out pardons to donors and friends.
Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. Tomorrow night on the show, Wisconsin Film Incentive advocate Rex Sykes will be here at 6:35. Civic Media Sports Director Jimmy Kuska will be here at 7:05, but he is going to talk about Andor. He just binge watched both seasons. He's a huge fan
I love that show.
And we'll talk to Jimmy about that at 7:05. Always fun to talk TV with Jim. And then it is Bar Band Friday night. Terry Barr will not be here. She's taking a well-deserved vacation, but her partner at Max Inc. Radio, which you should listen to every Saturday night from 6 to midnight here on the Civic Media Radio Network. Rocker will be here, filling in for Terry. So a great show tomorrow night as well. Right now, we have a few more minutes with our current guest, author Laura Enright. She's a Chicago-based author who's written about the mob, written about the movies, and tonight we're talking about her three vampire books, but two fictional vampire books. I'm holding the first one up here for those of you watching on the stream. It's called To Touch the Sun. Laura, tell us a little bit about this book. Was this your first book? I was looking at it before, or is it your first vampire book?
It's my first vampire book.
Okay.
Yeah. It tells the story of a young man who from India who fought in the First World War, and through what I call feral vampires, he's transformed into what is a sentient vampire. And it's kind of one of the things I always liked about the idea of vampires is exploring the sort of victim of circumstances sort of idea. So what I wanted to people my books with were crazy vampires, intelligent vampires, good, evil. You don't get a moral compass just because you turn into a vampire.
Right.
So I wanted to explore how this very ethical, moral young man has to then maneuver his life through his life. And at some point when the book starts, he's lost the woman that he's loved and has also been his food source. She's died. So now he has to go back to what he considers like pickpocketing. He doesn't have to kill the host, but he does have to feed, or nature forces him. So yeah, that's kind of where that is at.
So, all right, for those of us who are novices when it comes to vampires, what does that mean? Can you break that down a little bit? You got a feral vampire and a sentient vampire. Does and the main character's name is it Narain Khan?
Narain, yeah.
Narain. Okay. Does he come to? Is this set in Chicago?
It is.
Oh, so he comes over. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so he's bit. Obviously, he's bitten.
Yeah.
And he
I forgot. He came to Chicago decades before he opened a restaurant.
Okay.
So he's also a cook. So that was one of his dreams when he was younger, and the World War I kind of almost lost it on him, but then he was able to achieve it through this woman that he met, I think in the 40s. And then when she died, by that time, he's had a really famous restaurant in Chicago.
Okay, so tell us the difference between a feral and a sentient vampire.
So a feral vampire is something that is just about feeding. It's like a shark. It's just about feeding. A sentient vampire can move among people. This is just something I termed, but you see it in other shows as well. You see other things, but they can move among society and be okay. When I was researching Vampires Most Wanted, I was reading on the director of Nosferatu and Murnau, and he I thought he stated that when he was in the war, they were sitting on the by the trenches, and they looked out over no man's land, and they saw all these figures. But what he actually stated was he had listened to the stories of the people, the townspeople in nearby the trenches and stuff. But in my mind, I transformed it. So I thought it was the coolest idea to have these feral vampires just basically taking advantage of, because they were dead and dying in no man's land. A lot of times they couldn't go out and get the bodies. So, because the snipers from each side. So I just thought that was a cool idea. And that's kind of what happened to Narain.
Totally. All right. And then I wanted to ask you, when you say food source to a vampire, is that I don't even want to guess because I'm just such a novice. So please explain that.
Basically just, what he needs to, in my books, for example, it's a microbial disease that takes over the body. So the microbes need the sustenance that they get from blood specifically.
Okay.
And a lot of things, a lot of like tales are doing more and more scientific ideas when it comes to this, but that's kind of how it is. Food source, we discussed it earlier. Food source can be, I remember the X-Files had an episode once of a guy who needed to suck fat out of he was, speaking of dates, he would get blind dates, and then he'd suck the fat out of the girl. So yeah, it's that's basically the food source. And in my vampires, they don't suck them dry. There are some tales where they suck them dry, where they can't control themselves. Ferals, in my books, can't control themselves very well.
Oh, that's really interesting. And I think I remember that episode of the X-Files, to be honest with you. So author Laura Enright is my guest. She's a Chicago-based writer and has written several books. And we're talking about 2 of her books tonight about vampires here on Nightlight. So where can people find, I love that title too, by the way, To Touch the Sun.
Yeah.
Which for vampires is a great, kind of conundrum there.
Yeah.
Where can people find that?
You can go to laura-enright.com, and I have links to the books on there, or you can get them on Amazon as well.
Are there places you can get them other than Amazon? Because I know some of our listeners are trying not to give more money to Amazon.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, at this point, they are a little older books. I think at this point, Amazon is the only one who has them, unless you go to a bookstore and maybe
there you go.
Get them that way. But order them, special order them. The ones that I wrote those. The first one was 2008, I think it was published, and 2014. Then
2014, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was, but unfortunately, the publisher didn't last. It was a small publisher, so I now need to go find, because I have all sorts of other books ideas for the series, so I have to find a new publisher.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah.
I have to say, I feel like with the remake of Nosferatu that was out last fall and Sinners, that there's probably going to be it's probably a cyclical thing, right? With vampires, we haven't heard from a vampire story in 5 or 10 years. Now they're back. Tell us about the second book, and I don't want to attempt to say this name, but here's the Ujali. Okay,
yeah.
I'm holding it up.
That's a name. That's somebody's name. It's hard. There's a little bit of a twist in there, but it's basically an act that Narain did after he turned into a vampire. He went back home. An act he did then has repercussions down the decades, and now he has to deal with basically the ghosts coming back to haunt him, sort of thing. That sort of thing.
Okay, that's interesting. So look for these books, folks. How much research did you have to do? Like, I'm a writer too. I think you know that. And a big thing with me and our mutual friend Greg, when we would write just movies, but I'm not smart enough to write a book. I just want to say that right now. I don't know how you do it. Like movies, you have parameters and page marks you have to kind of hit, plot points, that kind of thing. The idea of writing a book to me seems so overwhelming. But do you have to make this plausible in any way? Do you create the parameters within this world, since it's fantasy, fantasy thriller, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I needed to, for my own self even, I needed a grounded reason for vampirism. So once I decided it would be a microbial disease sort of thing, then I could take it from there. And then you have to world build basically about, can all the tropes, can the sunlight hurt them? That's not in every tale, but in my tale it is. Other tropes that are found, do you want to use them? And if you do, how do you use it with the way you're building that world? So yeah, it could be like, I did a lot of research on World War I to get that idea right, to get the vibe right.
Right.
And actually it was really fascinating. I mean, we don't know enough about that war. I mean, as far as we're not taught enough about that war. It's a really fascinating war. Yeah.
Did you see what recent vampire films have you seen? Did you get to see Sinners, or tell me your thoughts, please.
I thought it was fantastic. It was brilliant. Yeah. What was interesting about it was, and I'm not giving really that much away, the vampires don't play a huge portion in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
But you're still so sucked in by the filming, the directing. The music was fantastic. And there was actually even a poetry to the dialogue. that I thought was
Yeah.
you're just so gripped by that. You're like, okay, I'll go. I'll if you're a vampire fan or something, I'm like, okay, I'll go along for the ride and see what happens. And it does. It works great. It's fantastic.
It was so great, and you're right. The vampires. It's kind of fun because it's coming, but they do make you wait, and it's kind of a long. I think it's over 2 hours. But I wonder if they added that scene, and again, I'm not. This isn't really a spoiler, but at the beginning, a kid comes into a church covered with blood, holding a guitar, and his dad is the preacher. So, and he has these flashbacks where horrible things happen, and then you don't see the vampires for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I wonder if if the studio made them put that in just to say, hey, something's on the way here, and it's pretty creepy.
They might have. I remember when I watched it, I was like, it was such an excellent storytelling device to get to the next deal. But yeah, they might have decided that, we got to put this in to whet people's appetites.
What are some other things about vampires? Like, I love that they can't touch the sun, or not touch the sun, but be in the sun. And that's a great thing about Sinners. At the end, one of them says, I haven't seen the sun in however many years he's been alive. I love that creepy, weird element. But also Sinners played into the idea that they had to be invited in, which I forgot.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea from legend, from lore.
Okay.
You also have something similar where the vampire, not in this movie, but the vampire can only feast on its relatives, sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I love that idea that you can't let the right one in. Was that very same one? I don't know if you're familiar with that film. I think it was from Sweden. Yeah,
I did not.
It's a Swedish vampire film. Check it out. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful, and that's where the title is from. Let the right one in. It's like the vampire in there has to request to enter the house of the person that she has befriended. Yeah,
and it was so fun in Sinners trying to get them to get themselves invited. We have someone listening on the stream. Deirdre Edwards says, Laura Enright, amazing. And then she sent another text in, Deirdre Edwards, Laura Enright, very interesting. And I totally agree. Thank you, Deirdre, for listening. Yeah. And then our mutual friend, Greg Liana, says, Pete, you like cigars? Not when I used to smoke them when we were where we used to write. All right. Greg thinks he's got this big gotcha moment.
Yeah.
Greg smokes them every day. I'm not that guy. And I didn't mean to insinuate that I am. Laura, this was really fun.
It could be heady, though, when you're smoking a cigar and you're trying to concentrate and the guy's smoking.
Oh, yeah. And Greg smells like he smells like cigar smoke anyway. So I got the residual effect. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's do this again. Keep up the great work and keep us posted on anything you're working on.
Can I mention really quickly a score, an author of a score?
Absolutely. We have about 20 seconds.
Okay,
Please,
doesn't get enough love. Ennio Morricone.
Who? Oh,
he did the spaghetti westerns.
Oh,
Clint Eastwood westerns. Those scores are gorgeous. So yeah, I would check out the best of Ennio Morricone. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Great choice, Laura. All right, have a great night. Thanks so much.
Right,
you're very welcome.
Bye bye.
We're coming right back to wrap things up and read your text. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
As a fish fry on a Friday night. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. We are in a rare moment right now in Wisconsin politics. Why, you ask? Well, it's because we are not actively in the middle of a campaign cycle. It's been more than 6 weeks now since any of us have seen a campaign ad. It's been pretty nice, hasn't it? The moment we're in is as close as we're going to get to a political off-season here in Wisconsin. And we need to take advantage of this moment by taking action to improve our democracy. That means taking steps to address money in politics, cleaning up some issues with election administration, and creating a long-term plan for nonpartisan redistricting. In some cases, we can't make these kinds of changes in the middle of a campaign. So we need to be thinking about what we can do now. There's a lot both parties can agree on here, too. So let's make some moves this offseason, Wisconsin. Seize this moment to make a better, stronger, more inclusive democracy.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area and on our website at civicmedia.us.
All across Wisconsin, destination marketing organizations are working to ensure that tourism in our state and your local community is stronger than ever. Their work to drive visitation and enhance the visitor experience not only encourages travelers to discover our great state, it bolsters the economy, supports jobs, and it improves the quality of life for all Wisconsin residents. To learn more about what these great organizations are doing, visit destinationswisconsin.com. Sponsored by Destinations Wisconsin.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, a time to pause and remember your mental health is as important as your physical health. Jeff Olson's son struggled with stress and anxiety, and this father from the UP says he's speaking out to save lives.
He came to us, asked for help as a junior in high school, fought it for 3 more years, had a couple suicide attempts in between there. The anxiety and depression was too much for him, and he ended up taking his life. My wife and I felt the need to speak up and not hide this, in hopes of educating people so they didn't have to go through what my son Daniel went through.
If you're struggling, you are not alone. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. The Suicide or Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7. You could call or text 988 anytime. Again, 988. Let's choose to connect and care for ourselves and others this month and every month. I'm Terry Barr for the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Fun show tonight. Thank you to Laura Enright for being here and discussing her vampire books. Thank you to Norm Kopeski. Enjoy Smoke on the Fox, everybody. Check it out if you're in the area. And, of course, Mary Picorni Donlin, who did the popcorn pick of the week and suggested Sinners, and that was an excellent choice. I should also point out this is National Wisconsin Day, Conrad. What have you done to honor our fair state? You got a Brewers jersey on. That's something. I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm supporting the Brewers. I drove on Wisconsin roads.
Oh, well done. You're a taxpayer. We could close the show with.
Oh, you know what else I
jump
did?
around.
I ate some cheese today.
Oh, there you go.
I think that celebrates it right
Did you
there.
eat cheese yesterday?
Well, yeah.
Every day is Wisconsin Day. Our question of the night, folks, was what is your favorite movie score? Christine from Slinger says, that's the 414, by the way. She says, Phantom of the Opera, Andrew Lloyd Webber score. Excellent, Christine. There's some great music in that show. Lori from Hayward says, Irving Berlin's White Christmas. Don't know if it's actually, or per se, she said, don't know if it's actually score, but nonetheless, it's a classic. Lori, thank you. And that totally counts. Very well done. Lori also tried to correct herself. She said that was supposed to say, I didn't know it's actually score, but nonetheless, it's a classic, and I could not agree more. Jameson from Pennsylvania, he's in the 814, says, favorite score film, The Rocketeer. Very nice. The composer was James Horner. He was great, did so many movies, Titanic, Braveheart, Apollo 13, Field of Dreams, Avatar, and much more. Excellent choice, Jameson. I don't know. He's just one of those. Those are great credits. All I remember was going to see The Rocketeer with Jimmy Pardo on the road. And I bought my ticket first. I said, one for The Rocketeer. And he went up behind me and said, one for Oscar, please, which was the Sylvester Stallone movie playing in the next theater. And it was a fun inside joke. All right. Janine from, Clint from Wanakee. That's the 608, folks. Representing tonight. Tangerine Dream, the soundtrack for Thief with James Caan. That is an awesome choice, Clint. They did a lot of Michael Mann stuff. I think they did a lot of the music in Manhunter and maybe even Heat. Awesome choice. Bridget from the 818 says, Last of the Mohicans is my favorite. It captures the film's tone so well. The emotions the score evokes are the highlight of the film. And she's in cahoots with Norm from Appleton Cigar, who said the same thing, and I could not agree more. Last of the Mohicans is a great one. Steady Eddie weighing in. It's about time, Steady Eddie. thought we missed you tonight. He says, my favorite movie score was from the movie Rudy. The score was Notre Dame 27, Georgia Tech 14. Yay, Rudy, go Irish. Steady Eddie. Do you remember the Rudy score?
Oh,
I remember that.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, same. I didn't know that either. All right. Turning to the text, we got to play catch up here. Dave says, Forrest Gump. Forrest Bump. That was the pregnant Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. That's a great one, Dave. The music throughout that movie is excellent. The songs and the score. That's a music phenomenon as a movie. He says, I think we should, Dave continues and says, I think we should do a Let's Dress Pete game. Either Conrad or the audience picks. This is probably because I made a joke about my Elton John sunglasses. Or glasses. Why do we keep calling them sunglasses? And I had Norm sitting here. And, I'm very comfortable with my masculinity. But Norm is like a dude. You see this guy? He's like stacked. He's like, stout, whatever they call it. He's got that voice.
And the beard.
It'd be great if he was like a high tenor falsetto.
Yeah.
Norm's all dude. That's awesome. And I was just making a joke. I love my Elton John glasses. They rule. Dave says, if you haven't, we were talking about urinals before, and Dave says, you haven't been to Wrigley and peed in a trough. That is even more animalistic.
There's a bar I'd go to in Milwaukee that had that. It's like, why is it hard to put a urinal in here?
I mean, it's just because, like, I don't know. I think urinals are weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's even weirder.
Especially without the dividers. I mean, I use them, whatever, but those troughs are like, here's what we think of you, gentlemen.
Well,
whip them out and go to town. And Wrigley's weird. And I don't know if they had them at County Stadium or not, but I remember as a kid looking down and seeing like 30 dudes all being, like you're a kid, you're just like, what is going on in here? Nick Wallander says, Let the Right One In is phenomenal. The original is great. The American remake is good, but loses some of the atmosphere. Nick is crushing it tonight. He's on like every single.
He is.
He's banging on all cylinders. Dave also says, I said that well before she did. Oh, that's funny. And then Greg Liena closing things out says, Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein, great score. I remember that. That's a great movie. And I'm totally due for a rewatch on that one, Greg. If you have not seen Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, it is an absolute classic and an absolute fun movie. Scary to a kid, anyway. I was scared. And I remember my buddy John Corwin, who's my dad's friend, really passed away about a week and a half ago, said when he watched Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, he was like 7 years old. It's a small town Wisconsin kid. He had a loaded shotgun under the couch. A 7-year-old. Like, it's funny the things you learn about people after they pass away, like such great stories that John has. Good stuff. Hey, thanks everybody. It was really fun tonight. This was fun. We'll do it all again tomorrow night. We'll close out the week, hopefully in positive fashion. Conrad, what do you foresee tomorrow night being like? We've got Bar Band Friday.
I think it's going to be a great Christmas day.
Because this is the Christmas Eve
exactly
of weeknights. I totally agree. And happy Wisconsin. We are the 30th state, right?
Yeah, I believe that's
a state since like 1940.
Yeah, the 30th state
like that. That's kind of cool.
In 1840.
Wisconsin's a dream. I came here as a kid all the time, and it was like the promised land. It was so much fun, and now to live here full time is pretty cool. And do you have something we can close that really shows our love? Oh, I love that. All right, folks, tomorrow night is Bar Band Friday night. Rocker filling in for Terry Barr. Film incentive advocate Rex Sykes and our pal Jimmy Kuska is going to talk about Andor, his favorite of all the Star Wars. We'll do that all tomorrow night. Again, on behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, good night, Wisconsin.
That's a sin. I won't ever slack up. Punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling. Monsters of fun club, someone's fucking jump, yo, I'll bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the punks out, feeling funky, amps in the trunk.